Hi there, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how I made the scene as well as these effects in the background. As you can see, this UFO that pops up. Let's get to the tutorial.
So the first thing I'm going to do is go into our effects and presets and search brightness over here, and then just drag and drop brightness and contrast onto our leg at the back here. So that's the right legs, and then we just lower the brightness over here, and that'll make it look like it's behind the body. Same for our other arm here. So click and drag it here and lower our brightness so it looks like it's behind. So now when we hit play, you can see it looks like it's behind. The next thing we're going to do is going to cycle our animation. So if I now extend this out and I hit play, it just stops. So what we can do is we can open up our, say, our arm here. I'm going to alt click on the keyframe of position here, and that'll give me this prompt where I can type out a command. So the command is going to be loop capital O out, and then open bracket and quotation and cycle and close quotation and bracket, and now we're gonna exit out of it, and now it should loop this animation we made of the arm. So that's fairly simple. We're gonna just copy and paste it on all our components here. So hit U on the keyboard to show all the keyframed things, and hold Alt and click, and now paste it in on each keyframe section like so.
So now we're going to go ahead and make a new layer. This is going to be our road with all our object size. So we're going to make it really wide. So say maybe 5,000 for now. And this is how I do it, but there are definitely better ways of doing this. And now let's go ahead and make 3 different shapes. So this is a building. Let's click out of it. And then this is a street lamp. We have to pretend it is. And then this is like a bush. So the building is farthest away, the street lamp is there, and this is in front of the character. So we need these objects moving at different speeds. So now let's go ahead and make a null. So layer, new, null object, copy and paste this like 3 times. We're gonna work with 3 different speeds, and let's rename this farthest, mid, and front. Like so. So now we have to decide how long we want our animation to be. So composition settings, I'm gonna make it 10 seconds. Like so. So now let's go ahead and move our nulls. So hit P on our keyboard after to select them and get at their position, and move to the end of the timeline like so, and select the farthest one, and let's move it the shortest like so. Then let's select the mid one and move it into the middle area. Then front, we're gonna move that the farthest. Now we're gonna parent this one to the farthest because this is the building farthest to the character, and this one mid, and then this one to front. And now when you hit play, they should move at different speeds. Now let's go into our original composition, drag and drop it here, and now let's move it over here like so. And now when you hit play, it should look like the things are moving behind them. So I think the front object here is moving a little bit too fast, so we're going to slow that down. First, let's go ahead and click and drag this and trim the comp area. So what we can do is go right to the end, select our null, and just drag it a little closer, and then perhaps move this more in the middle. So what you can do now is, just like we made Woofy in Adobe Illustrator, we can make buildings, the bushes, the street lamps, all in After Effects. But I'm going to go ahead and use a pack that I downloaded, which is called Explainer Video Toolkit. And under the single files, there's going to be background, and there's going to be icons, and you want to just drag and drop that into After Effects, which I already have done. So the first thing I want to do is create a pavement for Woofy, so let's go ahead and do that. So under backgrounds, there's going to be one research ground. It's going to pop up. So on the city, this is the ground I'm going to use, and now let's scale this up, and we can put it like this. Alright, so now if you go back, you can see now it has a little thing to walk on, and let's go and add some more objects. So now that we have the ground, we can go and lock the layer and click on this button. So now when we click on this, it's gonna just hide itself. Now we can start adding more things to the scene. So on the icon, we can find a ton of different stuff. I'm just gonna search them. So building, and here we go. We can get this, and let's make it a little big, and then put it behind the ground. Now let's position it properly, like so. And now let's click and drag it onto our farthest away. And now if we go ahead and delete our shapes here, we can see, and hit play, we have a building in the background. Now let's go ahead and add some more things. Let's get a street light. This kind of doesn't go with the scene, but we can work with it. Parent it to the mid one, and now the street lamp would look a little bit closer than the building. So now you get the basic gist of everything. So I'm just going to put one more object and show you, which is like a bush or something. Let's place it like this, and let's parent it to the final front layer, and now let's hit play. It's a little bit off. So now you get the general gist of how you add things to the scene. If you want, you can add more layers, or you can even add a layer in front of Woofy. So like that, you can continue adding more and more layers to make your scene look better and better, but you get the general idea of how stuff is done. Now we can also go ahead and make a sky, so layer new solid, and we can make a gradient ramp, it's called, yeah, gradient ramp, and then we can just drag this at the bottom, and we can color our sky. I also want to show you that this pack has like a ton of different animation presets you should install. Put a link in the description on how you can install it, and then we can pick a different animation preset that we might like. So scale in might work on our UFO here. So then when you hit play, it's going to scale in like so. So you can mess around with all these animation presets and get some effects that you want. So another thing I suggest is that you download this pack called Flash Effects. It has a ton of various effects that you can use. You can always tweak the effects to suit what you want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just get a basic electrical discharge here. So for my UFO, now I'm going to drag it onto my composition, and let's hit play and see what it looks like. Yeah, and now let's move it into position like so and scale it down a little. Now when I play, you can see the electrical effect coming on the UFO. Alright, so now I've spent enough time on this, we can now start to finalize it. So I'm just going to add a couple of effects. So we're going to add some depth of field with Gaussian blur on, let's say, the first composition here. Now we've added it, so now let's just increase this like so. And now you can see the front layer here is a little bit blurred. We can go ahead and add a blur at the back over here as well if you want. And now we can go ahead and add an adjustment layer, and this will allow us to sort of adjust all the layers at once by just adding effects to this. So I'm going to type in pixel motion blur. So this will automatically add a nice, you can see, motion blur, and it makes our animations looks really smooth. You can see that effect looks really nice now with that pixel motion blur. Alright, so now we're finally done with the animation. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to finally export this animation in different formats, from PNG to JPEG and GIFs and compressed video.